Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. I should get the chat up.
Yeah.
How's it going, gentlemen? How's your week been?
It's been all right. Getting ready to leave.
Oh yeah, when do you leave?
Monday.
Will you be here next week?
No, because I will be gone Monday to Monday for PAX West or East rather.
Right. So we won't get to hear your impressions on the new console.
Nope, and I don't think I'm bringing it with me either. So.
Oh, you decided against it?
I was on the fence. A bunch of people wanted me to bring it so we could do Bomberman, and I was like, I don't think I should. Taking a brand new console 3 days after it's come out on a bunch of flights and in an unfamiliar city, probably not the smartest idea. And then I was talking with Reese tonight, and she was like, "Yeah, I agree with you on this. That does not seem like a smart idea."
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
but everyone else was like, "Bring it. You'll have so many days to kill. You'll be fine."
I would have brought it personally.
I think what I'm going to do is actually just bring an extra controller in case, because I know a couple of people that are bringing Switches, so I don't even need to bother.
Oh, there you go. That's even better. You don't even have to worry.
Like both the Joy-Cons or the Joy-Con. I think that the plural is Joy-Con.
It's like moose. It's like singular and plural.
Except the singular is meese, right?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I. It's like Pegasus. What's the plural of Pegasus? Is
Pegasi.
Pegasuses.
Pegasuses. Yep.
Pegasus. But yeah, it comes out in 2.5 hours in our time zone and 3.5 for Sean.
Yeah, last pre-Switch podcast.
Yeah,
but I feel like we all know what to expect, so we can't really make predictions. But this is the last one before we both have ours. John and I. Mm-hmm. Paul's still holding off, which is probably the smart choice.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that strong a lineup, aside from Zelda.
This is a thing I found weird. They keep announcing like stuff that they probably should have just announced a while back, like that is coming out. Like all that indie stuff is real dope to tell people that they're having now. But, whatever. People that have a Switch, like they had the Switch anyway, so it's no big deal. I don't know, man.
In terms of launch lineup, I think this is like the worst.
No, I was reminded on this. The N64 launched with 2 games.
What were they?
Mario 64 and Pilot Wings.
Pilot Wings, yeah.
I mean, those are 2 great games.
Those are 2 great games, but
the Switch. I don't
pretty
like the Switch.
Launch.
Like, it has Zelda, but so does the Wii U.
Yeah.
So like that one almost doesn't count.
But like at least there's gonna be some indie titles that you can buy on the shop too right away. So it's at least more than 2 games. I'm going off of quantity at this point.
Yeah.
I think you got to go off quality. Like we're talking Mario 64 here.
Yeah, but like
that's arguably one of like the best N64 games.
Yeah, but I mean like you have to keep in mind as well, like despite Breath of the Wild also being on Wii U, it still counts. And I think the quality of the Wild, like
of course it counts. It's a Zelda game for Christ's sakes.
See, I disagree because I feel like the premise of the launch lineup is it's like I need this system day one because of these titles.
If that's the way you see it, then yeah, you're right. It doesn't count for you. I mean, I actually do mean it. Zelda's like the one Nintendo IP that I really, really love ever since like I was a kid. I probably would have pre-ordered a Switch if I couldn't get it on the Wii U day one.
And from what I'm hearing, this is the greatest Zelda game of all time. Like
everyone is praising this game.
Yeah, I don't know,
to
man.
A disturbing degree.
I was looking at like the Metacritic.
It's at 98,
they were all like
isn't it?
98s, 99s, 97, and it just brings into question like, what is the point of the 100-point rating scale? Like, what possibly happened during your 80 hours where it lost a single point? Like, how is that relevant at all?
Yeah, 98 based on 62 critics. The lowest review that Metacritic is showing is a 90. And I think that's just because it's some site that uses 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, I see.
I'm assuming, or not assuming. I saw I think a tweet this morning and it was like it's the highest rated game since 2008, which I'm not sure which game they're talking about.
GTA 4, if I had to guess.
GTA 4? Okay.
Huh.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Ocarina of Time, and GTA 4, I believe, are the 3 highest rated games.
I initially thought Red Dead, but then I remembered, no, that was like 2010. Yeah, it was 10, right? 9 or 10. I think it was 10.
I'm looking it up now, which one it is. 5 more games.
Because Red Dead's got to be up there too, right?
Red Dead, I'm sure, is pretty highly rated. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. That's weird. I thought... All right, I'm going to look and see what the hell the highest rated game is. I know Ocarina is the top.
Michael in the chat saying GTA 4 is the top Metacritic game 3 times. Is on the top Metacritic games 3
and
times.
That would be 2008. So that must be the one they were referring to.
Okay, there you go. Ocarina of Time and 64 with a 99. 98, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for PlayStation 1. Grand Theft Auto 4 for PS3, and Breath of the Wild for Switch. So currently, those 3 games are the top 2 highest, or the second highest rated game.
Has anything come out about the Wii U version yet? I haven't heard a thing.
It's
it runs
to be
worse
out tomorrow.
Okay, but no one was getting it early. Like Metacritic doesn't have anything either.
That's a good question. Let's find out.
I don't know, man. All I know is that people that talk about it say, "Oh yeah, it runs so much worse." But I'm like, yeah, but like $400 though.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
So I don't know. I'm probably okay with it.
No reviews, Clock. There's no reviews for the Wii U.
So they must have not sent that one out.
Oh man, I could be the first. I'm gonna review it right now. Breath of the Wild for Wii U, not that bad.
There's reviews, but they're like they've got a time lock on them. They're in progress reviews or something.
Oh, weird. Huh.
I don't know.
But I think that's probably the Switches instead.
Well, no, the Switch reviews can be live, so
I know, which is why I'm really confused.
Maybe there was like an embargo for the Wii U version for whatever reason.
I'm wondering that too, like, because obviously, if they're gonna give it out to critics or whatever, they're gonna give out the new system with the game because it's the best way to see that or whatever.
Well, also they want people to buy the system for that one. They don't want people to buy the Wii version.
Sure, yeah.
So they want because if you hear they're both like great, then tons of people are like, oh, cool. So I don't need the Switch then. I can just because it's still great on the Wii U version.
I mean, that's if you have a Switch, because a whole bunch of people just don't. Or sorry, if you have a Wii U, a whole bunch of people I know are getting a Switch for the game because they don't have a Wii U, and that makes sense.
If you don't have either,
yeah,
it's cheaper to get the Wii U one.
Sure, but
probably save like
you're kind of quote unquote
bucks.
future proofing, right?
I know, but I'm just saying, if at this point, if you don't have a Wii U or a Switch, you probably don't care too much about what Nintendo's doing. But if you're just like, I need to play the Zelda, that's it. I just want to play Zelda. You know, I've been waiting since Skyward Sword on my Wii. It's like the cheapest option would be get the Wii U one.
Yeah, go on Craigslist and get one of those back alley deals for Wii U for like $20 or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
John, are you going out midnight? I think you said you were, right?
Store's not doing it. Only 2 stores in Calgary are doing midnight launches.
Oh, which ones? Because
Chinook,
okay.
Chinook and Sunridge.
Have you been to Chinook lately?
Yeah.
It like when I was there over Christmas, it got revamped to like GameStop Extreme or something.
I don't think I've been in there in months.
Yeah,
like,
I was
are
walking
they
by.
in a different spot? Are they still by the cinnamon bun place?
They're a different spot. They're where I think it used to be called Garage. So you know how it was on the top? It was on top floor, right?
Oh, yeah.
So if you go from where it used to be across, and then further south in the little corner of that top ring.
Weird.
That's where it is now.
I haven't been there since they moved.
And it's called like GameStop X or something.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I was there because I had to go there to get Neo because the other EB or whatever the hell I went to didn't have it, and I was in that area anyway. It's big. They have a lot of toys.
So it's way bigger now?
It's about probably 2 stores like wide.
Gotta put your Funko Pops somewhere.
See, that's the thing. Yeah. Like Chinook's store, while it looked nice, it was like one of the smallest EBs.
Oh, was it
in town? So I think even with the revamped like size,
it was pretty small. It was pretty small.
So I think they kind of needed it.
I want
especially
a free coffee
for how high volume that store is.
from my roll up the rim. There you go. That's my day.
What's the other one that's doing the launch?
Sunridge.
Okay.
Basically the two biggest malls in Calgary.
Yeah. Let's see. I got ordered mine online as a few hours ago. It had arrived in Oakland, which is close, but it's not me. A bunch of people down here who ordered from Best Buy were getting it on Thursday. I was seeing on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. So I was hoping I was one of those people.
Obviously,
no, mine's still been in Oakland since 4:00 this afternoon. I should be getting it tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of packages tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did not decide to order my system through Amazon because it looks like it's not going to be here till Monday, and I leave Monday. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
we've got some.
That would suck. Just sitting there all weekend, knowing you can't have it.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I'd probably go out to a store.
From what people are saying, it's going to be obtainable, which is surprising.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo. So.
Well, surprising because the mini NES still basically isn't. So, but you know, this is a new console.
There's rumors that's already been discontinued. So there's rumors that.
Yeah, I remember seeing those rumors, but it was never confirmed.
Right.
So I didn't pick one up because I was like, I still have no reason to buy this thing.
Sure.
Anyway, let's do a podcast about stuff that's already out.
Yeah.
Let's do the top-down perspective.
Okay.
For March 2nd, Switcheve.
Yeah.
Yeah, John's here, Paul's here, Sean's here.
Yeah, we made it.
Yeah. Paul, why don't you talk about what you've been playing? Because you've been playing the hot new title.
I have been playing the hot new title. So Fire Emblem Awakening, right? I actually
super good, right?
Still
real good.
Yeah. So I just want to give an update as to what happened there. Cool. I restarted it because I'm like, no, I want that healer. Like I want to, I want that healer.
Smart move.
So I restarted. Yo, that game's easy when you can heal. Holy shit! That game. That's a different game, man. That's a whole different game. Like I could put I can't remember like what his designation is, like Grand Knight or whatever, Frederick. I can just like put him up front with like another knight dude and like Frederick, have a healer behind them, and I'm good.
At the beginning?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Don't rely on him too much. Focus on bringing everyone else up.
Make sure you level up your other characters.
No, he's my wall basically. Like he's there for keeping my squishies safe, essentially.
Just make sure you're upgrading the squishies because they do it in every Fire Emblem. They give you like an already like upgraded
super good
person,
dude.
And it's really tempting to just like mow everyone down with him. But it'll be so much better if you can power everyone else up because it'll be way better in the long run.
Yeah, I realized also I wasn't using my first mage. I think Muriel is her name or whatever in that game.
Yeah.
I wasn't using her enough in my first playthrough, so she was kind of weak, and I've been using her more now, and she's just like one-shotting some fools.
Barely using her.
Yeah.
I barely used her in my party.
That's fair.
You start getting characters real fast.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You start getting a lot of characters, and I was just like, oh, maybe it's okay if some of these die, because I'm just using like certain ones. It's not okay?
It'll make more sense later on.
I'm sure.
Don't kill anyone.
Well, I'm not killing anyone. Well, we haven't had to do that yet. I had, like, in my first game, I did have a few deaths, and I just kept going. But this time, now that I know what to expect, I haven't had any losses yet. So, fingers crossed.
Have you caught up to where you were?
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. No, I'm one before. It's hard to explain. I think it's like chapter 5 or something. There's it's like you meet another healer at this point, but like she's off to the side a little bit with another mage, and like there's the fucking wyvern knights that come down from the top, and there's just Henry a bunch of girl. Yeah, it was rough, but now with like a healer and now another healer, it's so much more doable. It's ridiculous. Like it's not nearly as bad. So yeah, it's been going okay. That's my update for that. I want to talk about Hollow Knight. Do either of you know what Hollow Knight is?
No.
Okay. Hollow Knight is a game by a company called Team Cherry. It is a Metroidvania style game, more in the style of like a Castlevania than a Metroid, with like the knockback and the weapon, like, what's the term for it? When you like...
Castlevania, Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, that
Sword?
sort of thing. No, I can't remember the name of it, where there's like some
Arm
dead
blaster.
time. Yeah, where there's like a little bit of dead time when you like push the button and you swing and do damage or whatever. It's more like the Castlevania style where there's like a wind up sort of thing. Okay. And if you get hit, you take damage and you get like hit back a little bit. So, it's really good. Like, it's probably not Ori good to me, but it's maybe number 2. It's one of the best Metroidvania games I've played in a very, very long time.
What about Shadow Complex?
I like it way better than Shadow Complex.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Shadow Complex.
Shadow Complex is good, but I like this style better. So, it's, you play like the corpse or husk or something of a beetle. You play a beetle, and you're going to this like old dead bud kingdom, and you're trying to like find out what's going on. Like, the story's kind of slowly developing as I find more and more things and more people in these like ruins and stuff down in the earth. But it's just really beautiful. Like, it's hard to really say why.
Oh man, yeah, I'm looking at it now. This looks real nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. The fact that it plays well is probably more important to me, but the fact that they do both is really nice. That's kind of what I liked about Ori. I still think Ori probably looks better, but I really, really like the
I think Ori looks better too. You know what this art style reminds me of?
What?
A Boy and his Blob.
Sure.
Where it's like super detailed backgrounds and then like a really flat character.
Sure, yeah. So, as far as I know, they actually built this game in 3D so that they could have the, like, backgrounds that, like, look that good. You'd probably have to watch a video to really understand, because screenshots, when it was coming out, didn't really do it for me. It wasn't until I was playing the game and saw the, like, the cat.
Yep.
You're talking like a parallax effect.
Yeah, like
different layers of the background.
Right, but it's like a 3D parallax effect in the game where it has like dust effects, particle effects, and like smoke and stuff like that. It's really, really nice looking. It plays as a standard Metroidvania game that you like will see something that you obviously can't reach, and then you'll get a power up or an ability to later be able to come back and get whatever you were missing, or like, yeah, it's pretty standard gameplay wise. I just think it looks really cool. It has kind of like a Dark Souls-y feel to it, because when you die, you drop your like body or soul or whatever, and to get your currency back, like your money, you have to go to where you died and fight your like specter of yourself to get it back. Otherwise, if you die again before you're able to do that, you just lose how much money you had. So it has that kind of like Souls thing going on for it, because that's just kind of the way video games do difficulty now, but whatever. I think the worst thing about the game, which can be a glaring fault at times, is it doesn't do verticality very well. I don't feel like a lot of the levels were built going from the top down, like platforming wise. I think they were built more like when they were doing the design of like a board or whatever you want to call it. When you go into like a room, they would start it from the bottom and then do the platforming up to make sure that you're always able to get back up easily. But this leads to a lot of blind jumps and leap of faiths that I'm not really too keen on, especially since there's so many insta-death pits in some parts. And it's a very vertical game, because you are a bug going down into a bug kingdom, like into the earth. So it's kind of a glaring problem to me. But you get upgrades on how you move later on, like a double jump and a dash in the air and that sort of thing, which kind of mitigates it a little bit, but it doesn't really take away from the fact that there's that problem, like, always there. Otherwise, the music's amazing. The art style is absolutely fabulous. It's a $15 game, so if you're one of these people that can't afford the new games right now, like Horizon or Breath of the Wild or a Switch or any of that stuff, this is a great little $15 game you could try out. Nice little Metroidvania for you. I highly, highly recommend it.
Cool.
Yep. Other than that, I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn. And
This is what I'm curious to hear about.
Mine showed up in the mail today.
yeah, it's fucking amazing. It
That's
is.
what I've been hearing.
It is
I'm so
legitimately probably one of the best games that's going to be released this year. And
nice.
it's way more Mass Effect than I thought it would be.
Really?
I haven't heard that from anyone, but that's exciting.
It's way more Mass Effect because there's a lot of like.
In what way?
First of all, the story is like slowly building, but like you're a character that has a certain past or whatever. I won't get into story stuff specifically. At some point, you get like upgraded in your stature in life, almost like becoming a Spectre sort of thing.
Okay.
And then you have the like wheel that to like talk to people, and like you can give answers based on like if you're feeling like fighty or whatever, like if you're being mean or whatever, if you're kind of like witty or sarcastic, or if you're like speaking from your
But
heart.
does it actually track like if you're being bad and stuff?
So far, the only thing that like really has tracked is that you're getting picked on as a kid, and you get to choose like what you do with this rock. If you want to like throw it at the kid's head, at the kid's like hand to disarm him from his rock he's about to throw at you, or like something else. And it did track that later on, like she comments about like making him look like a fool or whatever by like disarming him, blah, blah, blah. So it seems like it's all just dialogue stuff that doesn't matter, but it gives the feeling that like you're kind of building this story a little bit, even though it's very directed so far from what I've seen. It's hard to not just talk about how beautiful it is. Like,
I've also heard it's like one of the best looking games.
It's a super, super good looking game. I think.
And you're not playing on a Pro, right? Just standard PlayStation 4?
Yeah, I haven't really had any hiccups yet in the game.
That's good, because I have a standard, so happy to hear that.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure there have been, like, actual frame rate dips from, like, 60 to, like, 50 or something that's negligible. But, like, nothing big or doesn't chug along. Looks pretty well optimized for the system. There's been so many moments that are just, like, remind me of things I like. Kind of like a weird Jurassic Park moment at one part. There's, like, the game feels just like Mass Effect. It plays like a Far Cry. Like, it is just a perfect, like, accumulation of all these things I really, really like put together. And I'm super, super stoked. Like, honestly, if you were just like, oh, I'm going to get my Switch or whatever, we're canceling the podcast, I would have been like, yeah, that's fine, because I was playing Horizon, like, before we started doing this. Worst part about it is probably that it has the Uncanny Valley thing where the faces look weird at some points, and the like mouth animations are really weird if you're paying attention to it.
I've actually heard that. The like lip syncing is like weird and like broken.
I've only found it's good with one specific character, but like the main characters, it's real broken and dumb looking. So
okay.
It's kind of funny, but you know, it takes you out of it a little bit. Kind of like how Mass Effect did when you first played that, and the lips were kind of weird, or he would make a weird face at the end, like a conversation wheel thing or whatnot. But yeah, it's hard to talk about without wanting to talk about specific things. The combat, okay, all the stuff with the arrows and shooting bows and stuff is very good. You get upgrades.
There's like traps, right?
There's traps, yeah. You get upgrades that you can, like, be better at whatever type of weaponry you use more. So, like, right now, one of the first things you can get is you slow down time a little bit when you're aiming with your bow, or, like, you'll do silent kills when jumping from above, like, a ledge onto somebody instantly. That sort of thing. Or, like, you can get more scavenge from, like, killing things, so you can craft more items quickly. So all of that's fine and dandy. The spear combat feels a little bit like it's lacking something to be desired. It feels almost like they're trying to go for, like, it's hard to just not bring this up, but like Demon Souls and Dark Souls kind of changed the way video game melee works, in that a lot of games now have a long wind-up time when you're doing like two-handed attacks, and this game is no different. So when you're using the spear, you have kind of a quick attack that has less of a wind-up time that you're supposed to kind of use to stun your enemy a little bit, and then wind up for like a big heavy attack. But it feels a little clunky at times, because it does this like auto lock-on, and that could be pretty shitty when you're fighting more than one thing in proximity, because you're just kind of jumping around all weird.
Okay.
I definitely
is it like something of like, because you haven't like leveled up enough. Like, is it going to be?
I've leveled up my
the correct skill points or something.
Maybe, like, I'm wondering if maybe there's something where I could choose what target I want to focus on or something down the line. But right now, it just kind of feels unwieldy. I've been upgrading the spear stuff specifically because I want it to feel better, because the bow and arrow already feels fine. So like, okay. I haven't really needed to upgrade that. Yeah, it's the same type of thing I loved about Enslaved Journey to the West, was it, or East?
West,
yeah.
West.
That like really lush environments and like really nice and colorful, but then just weird machinery that's like stomping around along with animals and tribes people and different peoples in different areas of this land that like dress differently, different cultures, and obviously something that's like going on specifically with your character. And yeah, again, hard to talk about. It's hard to talk about certain stuff without just like accidentally spoiling something, because man, that game starts on a bummer note. Holy shit.
So it sucks because it was Monday and I was like, oh yeah, Horizon's coming out. And for some reason I had it in my head it was also the 3rd. Like, I just thought, oh, everything's coming out on the 3rd. And so I was just looking at a new release list, and I was like, oh no, crap, it's tomorrow, it's Tuesday. So I was like, better order this, so I get the Amazon order. And then for whatever reason, instead of getting my 2 days, it gave me 3 days shipping. So I only got it today. And I haven't, and it was like installing all the evening.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to play it just in time for my Switch to show up.
Yep.
Yeah. So
you can't help but feel like they just kind of threw this one to the wolves.
I'm sure it's what's the financial quarter? I bet that's the main reason, right?
Probably. Yeah. I was actually having a conversation with somebody over Twitter on this just tonight. Like, no matter when Nintendo decides to release something, they're kind of like Blizzard. They could say whatever date this year. When they were releasing the Switch and Zelda, anything that was coming out that week is getting overshadowed probably. So it just happened to be, unfortunately, the week that this cool new IP that's trying to merge like all these good ideas into a very well polished product came out. Like, instead of just some bullshit that Ubisoft usually puts out. Like, if this was Far Cry Primal, yeah, fine, whatever. It's another Far Cry game. People know if they want it, but like, Zelda's over here, so we can ignore Far Cry for now. This is like a cool new thing, and Zelda's over here, so we're all gonna look over here now, and it's really a bummer. But
right. To be fair though, Horizon's getting so much good press. I have a feeling it's gonna sell just fine.
It deserves it. Like, I've been super stoked about this game since they showed teasers and stuff for it, because I just need to know what's going on with this world, and the more I learn about it, I just want to keep playing it. Like, I'm not a huge fan of open world games either, but I want to know more about this world, and the whole, like, adding in the conversations that you can find out more about this environment the way they did Mass Effect honestly feels like this is basically just another Mass Effect. And it actually makes me super excited for Andromeda as well now, because I really like this style of game.
John, are you looking to play this game?
Yeah, but with Zelda coming out, it's like I might just prioritize Zelda first.
Okay. I hear they're both very long.
Yeah, this might be a pick up at a later date kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna play it. I have no idea when I'm gonna play it. Actually, I have literally no idea.
Yeah.
Not enough time in the day.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, this Horizon kind of got fucked up for me too because of Amazon. Amazon Canada is the worst. So that's real shitty. I was supposed to get it day of.
Do you guys get the discount though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty great.
Is it? Because I still don't have that one. This Horizon, I went to a store and bought. Because
wow.
UPS lost the other one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They said
But is that Amazon's fault or UPS?
It's Amazon's fault for using UPS. Because everybody knows UPS is the worst. It's the worst. Probably. I've never used FedEx.
I've had the most problems with Purelator.
I've never had
my address doesn't exist. I've had Purelator drop off multiple packages at some other address, and they've just like, yeah, we don't know where it is.
That's really bad. Yeah, that's really bad. I've never used FedEx. I've never had a problem with Purelator. This is the third time UPS has fucked over something for me. And I'm just mad now because they did the thing where it's like, we tried to deliver to you, but you can go to the UPS store to pick up now. I was like, fine, cool, I'll get it a day late, but like, I'll get it before work. I called the UPS store. No, we don't have it. We don't know where it is. Like, oh, okay, great. I guess I'm going to EB Games after work to pick this fucking game up because nobody knows where my thing is that I paid money for. So, yeah, we're having a little bit of a battle now. But, you know, I mean, yeah, if you've ever ordered anything.
My Amazon's good. My UPS is fine. Knock on wood, please.
Of course it
Because
is.
you're in the States.
Yep, it is.
And
on another note, I got my package of random pop figures and the whole Resident Evil series movies on Blu-ray. No problem, because I ordered those from Amazon.com instead of Amazon.ca. And it showed up right at the doorstep. No problems. It was there tonight when I got home. So
the man even waited for you and gave you a hug.
I'm fucking furious. I'm so mad that I have like a game just like out there somewhere. John, do you have Horizon yet? Did you buy it?
No, I haven't picked it up yet.
I will sell you my copy for the discount that I paid for it, since I have two if you want it.
Works for me.
There you go.
Look at that. There you go.
Making deals on TDP. Yeah,
John,
that's all
have
I
you been
done.
playing stuff this week?
Yep. Last night we ended up beating one game, so I beat Tailspin for the NES, made by Capcom.
Oh man!
You fly a little tiny plane, and you shoot at sky pirates.
Yeah.
It's a weirdly difficult game for the fact that it's an on-rail shooter where you can hit the A button and just start flying the other way, and then the screen starts scrolling the opposite way.
Okay.
But you can't hold up or down while you do it. Otherwise,
Okay.
it won't switch, which is really weird when you have to be dodging bullets.
Okay.
So it's a game that semi-punishes you for dodging if you want to need to switch around. So I had a bunch of deaths early on that were just like me scrambling, trying to figure out why it wouldn't let me flip my plane around, and I got crushed or pulled off screen.
I never played this game before. It looks nice though. I like it.
Once you figure out the control scheme, it's pretty good. It's a little weird because you start the game with only 3 heart pieces, and you can only shoot 1 bullet at a time.
Okay.
So you have to wait for the bullet to go off screen or hit something before you can fire again. But then, like, you pick up cargo and money along the way, and then you can buy upgrades for your airplane.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. It's actually pretty fun. I recommend it. Otherwise, I played a brand new release this week, Rivercity Ransome Underground. This was a Kickstarter game a couple years ago that just came out, done by a developer in Canada, Contest Creative, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And
Oh,
there's
no.
some real good ideas. There's some real good ideas in there, but they got to patch out some stuff first. Apparently, right now the online is busted, and I don't mean in like unplayable. You can play the online just fine.
Okay.
But you don't save your character's progress unless you're the host.
Oh, so there's no point in ever playing with anybody. Like,
until they said they're going to patch it.
You're hosting.
They
Right.
confirmed they will patch that so everyone can actually get progress.
Okay.
There's also random bugs too. I think one group of people I know, they changed their character's color at some point, and then they lost all their levels and upgrades they bought only by changing their color, not their actual character.
Is this game fully out, or are you getting like an early access copy?
It's fully out. It officially came out Tuesday, I believe.
Okay.
Right.
Or it might have been Monday. I don't know. Either way, it's been out for a bit.
You backed it, right?
Yeah, I backed it.
Yeah, so I was wondering maybe they sent out like early stuff to backers or something.
Backers, as far as I'm aware of, they had beta access, but the actual full game went out the same day it went on Steam.
Okay.
So like the thing is, like, it's 4-player co-op. Like it's good. It's got Rivercity Ransom. It's got some bad ideas to it though. Like it feels different than the original Rivercity Ransom, which is not surprising based on how crazy they wanted the combos to be. Your character starts like woefully underpowered. Like you're missing tons of moves, so it feels a little stiff. But once you finally get the money to upgrade, it feels real smooth. Like I'm playing as a breakdancer right now, and her moves, now that I've got more combos, feel like really smooth and fluid, and I just feel like I'm chaining people together, and it just feels really satisfying to play. But the beginning was really rough. It was just so hard to earn any money at all to buy any upgrades. The game, for some reason, takes you away from the cheap upgrades that'll help you get powered up and sends you towards a more expensive area at first, which makes no sense. There's just a bunch of things that seem like they're just like trying to take away from it at first, and then once you figure out the right way to like start the game proper, it starts going a little better. There's one terrible mechanic that I can't believe they put in. There's a wanted level.
Okay.
If you accidentally vandalize anything, so if you hit like a civilian, if you hit a parking meter, just like any stuff like that, if you start doing bad stuff, then the cops will show up, because storyline wise the cops are looking for you right now. And you'll just on top of all the enemies on screen, you'll just have like a bunch of cops chasing you as well. You don't get any money from beating them up, and they will chase you and respawn on every screen until you go to a hideout.
That's super annoying.
That's
that's a weird decision that I'm super not a fan of.
That's a bad decision. That's not good really at all. Okay.
Other than that, like I said, it's really weird that there's like no stores to buy any upgrades or anything like that, or any items for your inventory.
Okay.
For quite a while, because the first shops you find are a shop to adopt cats.
Okay. Yep.
And which gives you no upgrades as far as I can tell. And
that's a mistake, by the way.
A shop to buy new moves, which requires you to be a specific level before you can buy them. Yeah, and you don't also start with money like you did in the NES Rivercity Ransom, which also makes it a little rough. Because like most of the moves are around $20-$30, and the NES one you started with $20. But in this one, I think you either start with 5 or nothing. I don't remember. But the idea is by the time you get to the dojo, you should have enough for at least one move. The weird thing is, like,
what's better, this or Scott Pilgrim?
Scott Pilgrim.
Okay.
Scott Pilgrim is top tier, though, when we're talking about this types of game.
So here's the thing. Like, if they patch and tweak a couple things with this game, I would actually change my mind on that.
Interesting. Okay. Is that because of nostalgia, though? At all?
No, because honestly, it doesn't really play like Rivercity Ransom anymore.
Oh,
like
that's weird.
Yeah, if you want me to be real, like the physics are different, the combat is different. There's like you have your punch, you kick, you can grapple, you can use special moves. Like certain characters can dash in midair. You can air combo and air juggle characters, and you get achievements for that.
That actually sounds dope. Yeah,
you can. Let me just think here. There's like 8 enemies on screen at a time usually, and more show up depending on how many players you have. It has up to 4-player co-op. There's unlockable characters while you're playing the game. I think I have 6 or 8 characters currently available to me, and you can switch on the fly. The problem is the levels don't carry over, so if I switch from my breakdancer to someone else, I'm back to level 1.
But I mean,
and
that's fair enough, I think. That's like Scott Pilgrim did the same thing.
That does make sense.
Sure.
That you can just switch. You're back to like your default difficulty, although you're later on in the story. My gripe is like, so if you've played the original Rivercity Ransom, you know the way that game lays out from left to right. they put the cheap, easy stores to get you your items and stuff like at the beginning, and then you would just keep going on from there. This game basically starts you location-wise in the middle of Rivercity Ransom, like map-wise. So to your left would be all the cheap shops that you would have encountered in the first game. But the game doesn't let you go that way until you've accomplished a couple missions, and all the missions keep sending you to the right. So all you do is just keep walking past expensive shops that you can't do anything with. You'll get overwhelmed. You don't have much in the way of combos for fighting back because you can't buy upgrade. It's weird. Like
to get you excited for what's to come.
That's a bad way to do it, though.
Like, it's like a bad starting balance, but like after I figured out what they wanted and how to like go about it, it just started clicking better. The only real bummer at this point is the online. But apparently, like the local multiplayer is real good. I'm so conflicted. Okay. The first day I played it, I'm like, the second day I played it, I'm like, I'm feeling this a bit more now. I have a feeling like the more time I spend with it, the more I'll be into it. But the start was really rough. And without being able to play this online with friends, which was another thing I was excited about, it's also a bummer. But once they fix that, like that'll change.
So do you plan to like keep playing it, or you're gonna wait for some patches?
I'm gonna keep playing it solo, and then maybe once the patch comes out, I'm sure by the time I beat it single player, like the patch will be out for multiplayer. So then it's like, all right, I'll use a new character and just play with a bunch of people online.
Okay,
sure, makes sense.
Yeah, that's all I played.
Sean, what about you?
Right.
I know you've been doing some shit.
Yeah, I finished up Dual Destinies. Just wanted to say that.
Great,
nice.
Actually, I said on a previous podcast that it had 6 episodes. It only has 5. Whoever mentioned the 6th was including the DLC.
Okay.
Which I'll probably pick up at some point, because it's weird riding the train without an Ace Attorney game now.
Yeah.
Because I've been going back to back with those things, and now I'm just like, what do I do?
There's a whole...
I have all these other games, but they're not Ace Attorney.
Right.
It just feels weird. Like there's something missing there. So I'll probably pick up the DLC at some point.
Sure.
And I need that other one to come to iOS, please. Apart from that, I went to GDC today.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was pretty fun, and I played a whole bunch of games that aren't out yet for a little bit.
Okay.
I'll just go in the order that I played them. So the first one was called Robo Recall.
Okay.
This is from Epic. This was an Oculus game that uses the touch controllers. This is the first time I'd used the touch controllers, so that was one of the reasons I really wanted to play this one. And this was probably my favorite game that I played there. It was it was super cool. So all these robots are coming at you, and you're fighting them, and you can you have 2 pistols at your hips. So all you have to do is bring your hands down and press the there's like 2 trigger buttons in the back, and you press the bottom ones to grab a new set of guns, and the reload is like Reaper from Overwatch, where you just let go of your guns and grab 2 new ones.
That's
you
great.
Got 20 bullets in each one again.
Okay,
so you're going nuts with that. And then about halfway through the demo, they're like, "Hey, we've added more guns to your back. So now, if you reach behind your back over your shoulders, you get 2 shotguns."
Oh man!
Nice.
And you can use all 4 of them at any moment. So I was using like a pistol in one hand because it could shoot a whole bunch, and then if anyone got close to me, I'd have a shotgun ready for them.
So what you're saying is you get to be Reaper, which is why you're so excited right now.
It was pretty cool, like, because I was moving around, and it got to the point where I just like I wasn't even looking because I knew there was an enemy this way, so I'm shooting one way while looking the other way and stuff like that. You can also, when you drop your guns, because they'll shoot at you, you can catch their bullets and throw them back at them.
That's
which
great.
Which is pretty cool.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of, I guess, super hot in there because the bullets will come at you pretty slow.
Okay.
All the robots as well have these like white circles on their joints, and anything with a white circle you can grab. So you could grab a robot if it got close enough to you and rip it apart. You can do stuff like rip its arm off and then bash it with its arm, which was pretty cool. And yeah, it was kind of just like a challenge mode where all these robots were coming at you, and you moved around by the little teleport function. So you would have to hold up on the analog stick to activate where you want to teleport, and then you would rotate the analog stick to be which direction you're facing. So the boss of the stage was like this big robot that had like a laser cannon, and he would like start to power up his laser cannon and start to sweep towards you, and then you had to like teleport to the other side so that you didn't get hit. And it had weak spots, and they would be on the back, so you have to like teleport behind and make sure you like were facing 180 degrees once you've teleported. And then at the end, you get to jump on the robot and like rip its panel off and control the big mech robot. So you get the laser cannon, and then they send all of these like a ton of robots at you, and you're just wiping them out. It was really cool. I had a lot of fun with that. So that's by Epic. So I guess if anyone has an Oculus and Touch, look for that.
That sounds really good.
It was a lot of fun. Like, it just gets kind of so like frenetic and frantic. You're just like pulling guns from your back and your hips, and you're grabbing bullets out of the air, and you're ripping robots off, or you're taking your gun or just throwing it at other robots. There's definitely like I could see getting into a rhythm if you spent more time with it, for sure. After that, I played Supergiant's Pyre.
Yeah. Okay.
For those who don't remember, Supergiant, they did Transistor and Bastion. So Pyre is their weird like sports game coming out. So
it looks cool.
It does look cool. I played the demo. I kind of skimmed through the beginning dialogue because I want to save that for when I can like sit down and really appreciate it. So I just wanted to get to the sport thing. And it's weird. Like, I still don't fully get how to play that. But you have like 3 characters, and they're different like you have a big character who moves slow but can attack really far and wide. And then you have faster characters that can attack very narrow. So the way it works is, at least in this demo, it was 3-on-3. You each had the same units. So like 1 big guy, 1 medium guy, 1 small guy. And if you don't have the ball, each character has like this circle around them. And if you touch an opponent, like if an opponent enters your circle, they get destroyed, and then that character's on like a cooldown before they respawn. If you pick up the ball, you lose the circle around you, so you got to be careful, and you got to pass the ball between your characters because they're going to start coming to try and touch you.
Right.
Also, if you don't have the ball, you can shoot this like blast out, and if it touches an enemy, that person gets destroyed. But again, you can't do that if you have the ball, so it's a lot of like, I'm going to throw you the ball so that I can do a blast and stuff like that, or I'm going to clear them out, and then I'm going to grab the ball, and then I'm going to try and sprint, but there's a stamina meter, and it's all about getting past the other enemies, and there's like a flame on each side, and you just have to run into the flame, which will kill your character, but it lowers their like, they start at like 100, and it lowers it a bit, and you need to get them to 0.
Right.
And yeah, I started getting a little confused of like, when can I attack versus, because you can't attack with the ball, but you're controlling the character who has the ball, so it was kind of hard to like take them out while I had the ball. Often I had to just kind of like throw it on the ground and try and wipe them out and then rush. So I didn't fully get it, but I was kind of going fast with the tutorial because, you know, there was people online and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's still weird. Immediately, like, it's Supergiant, so the world building and like the lore they're setting up is already top notch.
Yeah.
And that world just seems super interesting in, you know, the 5 minutes I spent kind of skimming through the intro, which Supergiant's just known for that. Like 10 minutes in, there's already like a huge backstory going on. You know, some shit went down.
That worries me a little bit,
for that great,
because
you don't like that, you said?
No, I love that, but it worries me that the way you're talking, I don't know that they can pull off mechanics this intricate.
Like, I think it's just there's a strong learning curve.
Okay,
that's what I came out of it from.
Okay, I hope you're right.
I feel like, yeah, no, the what I'm picking up, and again, I only played the 1 tutorial match, is if you get good at that, it'll be fun. Like,
okay,
you're gonna get once you get fluid with it, you're gonna be able to do some cool stuff.
Okay.
Hopefully there's like some cool skill trees where you can swap out characters. I'm not sure. Like, it was just a short demo, and I didn't even play the full demo.
Gotcha. Okay. I hope you're right.
But the art looks great, and the storytelling and the dialogue's there. So if you're looking for that world building from Supergiant, this definitely has it.
Cool.
Then I played Rime, which is like a 3D puzzle platformer. Not so much on the platforming.
Okay.
But I don't know who's making this, but it looks like a kind of like a budget The Witness in certain terms of art style. It doesn't look as good as The Witness, but it's very similar aesthetics to that.
Oh, it's Tequila Works making it. They did Deadlight.
Okay, what? Okay.
Deadlight is the
So-
like post-apocalyptic zombie version of Shadow Complex, essentially. That type of game, 2.5D
Oh,
like
interesting. Okay.
thing. It wasn't
Okay, I
very
never
great.
played that one. Rhyme looks cool. Rhyme seems fun. Again, if you like puzzle platformers, so it was a lot of like scaling walls, pulling blocks into the right position so that I could move along, figuring out, how do I activate this door, stuff like that. It seems to have a cool presentation. It was kind of a short demo, so I didn't get a ton out of that, but I thought Rhyme seemed kind of cool.
Okay, cool.
Then I played some Ukulele.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
Ukulele is a delight.
good.
That game is everything you want. You're
Okay.
jumping on guys. You're double jumping. You're trying to collect all the gold feathers, and there's like little like challenges inside of the level. Got to make it through all the rings. It is basically exactly what you want that game to be. So if you're looking forward to Ukulele, like get excited, because I only played about 5-10 minutes of it, but I feel like that game is delivered. At least the level I played, little ice level. And it's like, it's just super adorable as well. All the enemies are these like bouncing eyeballs that will just like possess like a barrel, and now you got to fight a barrel. And you have a spin attack, or the bat will do like a sonic blast attack. You can run really fast if you hold down the right trigger. He'll just start doing like somersaults, and you'll just like spin around, and you can move real fast that way. So really good movement. You're gliding with the bat. I thought the camera seemed kind of shitty.
Okay.
Hopefully the camera gets a bit better. And I don't know why. Whatever monster did this. I get to the demo station. Someone inverted the y-axis. What are you doing? So immediately had to turn that off. So I don't know if that's on by default or if that demo is just messed up.
But you can make that decision. So there you go. They give you that decision. A+.
Yeah, I mean you can invert the x-axis too if you're an actual monster.
What if you do both? Oh man. Like, do you even see normal colors? If you
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ukulele is a lot of fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to that now. I'm ready for some more of that. And if
Cool.
yeah, so again, if you're looking forward to Ukulele, it's what you want it to be.
Very cool.
Then I was gonna try and play Rain World, but the dude in front of me, there was just one person playing Rain World, so I was like, sweet, I'll be next. The dude coughed into his hand and put it on the controller.
Right.
And I was like, oh man, I wish I had some like hand sanitizer with me. And I was like,
You should have
okay,
had
is it
hand
worth it? Is it worth
sanitizer.
it? Is it worth it? Then he pauses the game, hits quit, and I was like, all right, decision time. Then he clicks new game and starts the demo over again. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Right? Like, asshole. So I was just like, screw this. This is not meant to happen. I'm not meant to play Rain World. And maybe I just saved myself getting another cold. Hopefully.
Yeah, probably.
The last game I played today, I played a minute of Super Bomberman R.
1 minute.
Great.
Yeah, it was some 4-player multiplayer, which those go by really fast. I played 2 rounds of that.
Okay.
Seems like Bomberman.
There you go.
That's good to hear.
Yep.
I'm a little bummed out. People are showing that apparently you can play up to 8 players online, but to do that, it has to be 2 people per Switch connected. Apparently, only 4 Switches can connect together online.
Weird.
Which is kind of dumb.
That is a weird limitation. I have no way of confirming or denying that. I played
It's on
but-
Konami's website.
Okay, well that sounds pretty accurate then.
Pairing 2 controllers to 4 Nintendo Switch that are connected to the internet will allow you to have an 8-player battle.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I put a bomb down, and then when I got blown up, you're on the outside and you try and throw bombs to get back in. So it's it's Bomberman. So I mean I haven't played a ton of Bomberman, and I haven't played Bomberman in a long time, so I'm not the person to ask. But I thought it seemed like Bomberman, so hopefully that's good for you, John. I know you're excited for it.
I hope so too. I'm a little bummed out about only 4 players online, but as long as that means that the internet connection's smoother than like Bomberman Battlefest was, I'll be happy.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't be able to talk about this because it's local. But this also was the first time I got to use a Switch. So I actually got to use a Switch today, which is pretty cool. And feel them.
Nice.
Those controllers are small.
Yeah.
The buttons feel like original DS buttons. Like they're real clicky. I don't like when you if you're using the left Joy-Con, because we all got one Joy-Con.
Mm-hmm.
The buttons you get are the D-pad, right?
Yeah.
Which is just kind of annoying to have to remember, like, wait, which one's my attack? Is it down? Like, I don't get A, B, X, and Y. I get down, left, up, and right.
Well, at this point, you got to remember the layout because, like, there's only 3 different layouts between the 3 systems. Like,
right.
Yeah, like A, B, X, Y, like right, down, up, left.
Yeah. It just kind of sucks that like you don't get like a named button. It's just like here's the down one. But
yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Minor grievance. Yeah, I only played it for like a minute or two because I was like had my fill of Bomberman, and I was getting hungry and wanted to leave the convention anyway.
Right.
But yeah, that was my time with GDC. Trying to think of anything else exciting at GDC. Amazon had a real big booth.
Great.
Not surprising.
Zelda was not there.
Also kind of not surprising.
Yeah. They had a talk about Zelda there though,
apparently.
apparently.
Yeah, that's where that 2D Zelda picture was going around.
Yep.
People were like, "Oh no, are they making Zelda Maker?"
No, that was from a early concept when they were figuring out some of the new gameplay mechanics. They just made this prototype.
Word.
Snipper Clips was there. I watched some people who are very bad at puzzles play Snipper Clips. I wanted to play it, but then I was like, I'm about to buy this in like 16 hours. Like, I don't need to spend my time playing Snipper Clips. But yeah, so GDC.
Yeah.
That was a cool time. Let's go on to the news.
Can I make a segue into the news for GDC talk?
Sure, why not?
A while back, Sean, you and I went through the nominations for the GDC Awards, and that's done now, finally. As of this week. We made some predictions.
Oh yeah, they were happening last
Wednesday.
episode, right?
No, the first. Apparently.
Wait, wasn't there some award thing happening while we did our show last week?
That was, holy crap, what was that now? There was.
Was it DICE or something?
Yeah, probably. That probably was DICE. No, that you said.
But it's not on our news list, so.
No.
Last week was DICE, someone in the chat says. All right.
Okay.
Okay,
but
so
we made predictions.
The GDC Awards happened, and we have predictions. I forgot all about this.
Well, good, because we'll go. Do you want to go through them quickly?
Sure, yeah. If you have the link, go ahead.
All right. I'm not going to keep score or anything, so John, if you just want to like throw in whatever you think before I say the actual answer, go ahead. Best audio.
Sure, so I wasn't here for this, right?
You weren't here for this, no. Best audio.
No, you were. We just didn't write down your answer.
There you go. I knew it.
Yeah. Best audio was between Battlefield 1, Thumper, Doom, Inside, Overwatch. Sean, you said Doom. I said Battlefield 1.
This is for, sorry, what category was this?
Best audio.
Okay.
This is GDC.
What one? Sorry?
This is GDC.
I'd almost say I'm gonna stick with Doom actually, but it could have been Thumper.
All right, we're all wrong. It was Inside. So there you go.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Best debut was between Heart Machine's Hyperlight Drifter, Campo Santo's Firewatch, Concerned Apes Stardew Valley, Drool's Thumper, and Night School Studio Oxenfree. Sean, Stardew. You and I both, okay, Sean and I both said Stardew as well. And the best debut was Firewatch for Campo Santo.
I knew that one.
We were wrong.
John, what did you just guess right now?
I also guessed Stardew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think John's thinking the way we were thinking. GDC, like it has to be Stardew. But
yeah.
Yeah. Firewatch makes sense too, to be honest.
Hi, Bagel.
Best design was between Overwatch, Dishonored 2, The Witness, Inside, and Doom. Sean, you said The Witness. I said Doom.
Which category was this again?
This is best design.
Was this the one where we were like, what do these categories mean?
Yeah. I have a side note as soon as like John makes whatever.
Can you re-see the list?
Yeah. Overwatch, Dishonored 2, The Witness, Inside, and Doom.
Witness.
Yeah. So, Sean, you and I both said like different games, but then we said it's probably going to be Overwatch though, and it was. So, Overwatch won best design. Sean and John, you both said The Witness, and I said Doom. Best mobile/handheld game. This was a weird one because they mixed in like 3DS with mobile just because.
A lot of places do this.
Yeah. Especially because of the mobile games that are coming out nowadays. But anyways, Super Mario Run, Clash Royale, Pokemon Go, Reigns, and Pokemon Sun/Moon. That's why it was weird.
Oh, that is weird. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's 4 mobile games and then another Pokemon game.
And then a full game. Yeah. Sean, you said Pokemon Go. I said I hope it's going to be Reigns because I didn't really have an opinion.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm going to say Pokemon Go, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was Sun and Moon.
You're both right. It was Pokemon Go. Innovation Award. So, The Witness...
I remember questioning this one, too.
Yeah. Innovation Award. The Witness, Inside, No Man's Sky, Firewatch, Pokemon Go.
Nope, that's not why I thought I remembered it, but okay.
Pokemon Go.
Okay, Sean, you said Inside. I said The Witness. And... it was No Man's Sky.
Wow.
No Man's Sky was the most innovative game last year. Probably because of their terrible marketing. Anyway.
It was an interesting way to market yourself.
Yeah. Best narrative was between The Last Guardian, Oxenfree, Uncharted 4, Inside, and Firewatch. Sean, you and I both
Firewatch.
Okay. You and I both said Uncharted 4, and John is right. It was Firewatch.
Oh, yep. All right.
Starting to read this crowd a little bit here.
Yeah, that's fair. Best technology was Battlefield 1, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, Doom, Uncharted 4. Best technology. Okay. This was one I think we were a little bit like, okay. So...
In my mind, it's between Battlefield 1 and... Oh, shit, what was the last game you said on the list? Uncharted 4.
Yeah, so because you said that, I chose Battlefield 1 and Sean chose Uncharted 4.
Oh,
so
for fuck's sake.
We agreed.
Okay, what was the answer?
I mean, did you want to give it...
I'll throw it to Uncharted 4.
Yeah, you're both right. It's Uncharted 4 that got best technology.
Yeah, I was thinking the water alone probably earned that.
Yeah. Best visual art was between Firewatch, Last Guardian, Overwatch, Uncharted 4, and Inside. Sean, we both said Firewatch.
Ooh. This is the one time what was the category again?
Best visual art.
I was gonna say Firewatch, but I think I'm actually gonna jump to Inside.
You're right. It was Inside. All right. This one was another weird one. Best VR/AR game. So it was between Res Infinite, Super Hot VR, Job Simulator, The 2050 Archives, Pokemon Go, and Fantastic Contraption.
Those
are all list. VR except Pokemon Go.
Okay. Yeah. This is why it was a weird one again. Sean, you said that you hoped it was Res Infinite, and I said it's probably going to be and I said it's probably going to be Job Simulator because of all the people I saw talking about it.
Job Simulator. Okay.
I'm going to say Pokemon Go if it's an AR game, but otherwise it was probably Super Hot. But I'm leaning towards Pogo.
I was right with Job Simulator. People loved that thing. So, there you go. And the last one, of course, was Game of the Year. So GDC's Game of the Year was between Uncharted 4, Overwatch, Inside, Dishonored 2, and Firewatch.
I really want to say Firewatch, but this is the one time I'm actually probably going to stick with Uncharted 4.
Okay. Sean, you and I both said Overwatch, and we were right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nothing beats Overwatch. Like, what are you doing, man?
I don't know. Dude, how many times did Firewatch win just then?
I'm just talking, like, I feel like every place's, like, game of the year has been Overwatch.
So there you go. There was other, like, smaller awards, like sound direction and stuff like that, and dudes' names, like Pioneer Award and, like, Ambassador Award and stuff like that. We didn't go through that, so.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
There you go.
All right. Probably the biggest news of the week. Pizza Hut announced their new pie top shoes.
Yeah. What is this?
These are shoes that if you press a button on the shoe, they'll bring you a pizza.
Oh man, they're like pumps, but for pizza.
To where you're located, or just like
they're pie tops. I'm assuming it's where you're located. I'm assuming it connects to your phone. And you have like a preset.
Oh.
Like when I press this button, I want this to happen. They'll bring you a $7.99 large pizza, which is a great deal for a large pizza, I think.
Oh, this is
dumb.
The
tongue contains a Bluetooth button that pairs with a phone app where you can change the default order and configure button press options. The shoes actually look pretty nice too, which makes sense since they were designed by custom sneaker creators, the Shoe Surgeon.
Oh man. Do you remember growing up, you would like pump up your shoes so that they would like tighten and fill with air? This is like the same, only for pizza, and it's going to tighten your colon probably and stomach the more you press it.
There's a pretty funny video if you look up Pizza Hut shoes. I don't know.
I can't watch it.
It's in the article. This article also says this is, of course, a promotional type thing, as you'd expect, they won't be widely available. The pie tops were created to celebrate Pizza Hut's first year as the official pizza of the NCAA and to commemorate this year's March Madness basketball tournament. Only 64 pairs were made.
64? Okay. Man, I guess I'm not getting one.
Pizza Hut says they will not be offered for public sale, but the company tells Engadget that a handful of shoes will be released to the public at some point. Amazing.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's the coolest guy if he's like, watch this, press the button, an hour later, pizza shows up.
You gotta wait a while, though.
Yeah.
My best trick.
It is delivery, so. Still, $7.99 for a large pizza. That's a deal. At least down here it is.
I mean, no, it's a lot of people. It's a deal here.
Pizza. I like Pizza Hut pizza, so I'm fine with that. It's two topping.
I don't even know where the nearest Pizza Hut is around here. I can't think of the last time I've seen a Pizza Hut.
To you? Yeah, I have no idea. Your end of the city doesn't have
Pizza Huts anymore. Aren't they all just like pick up or delivery?
A lot of them are, but we have some sit down ones here.
Right? Yeah, I know
my dad's really into delivery into Pizza Hut, so we always just get delivery. I don't know where they come from. The pizza genies. So.
Right.
There's a new Overwatch character already on the public test realm.
Yep.
Let's see if I can pronounce this right. Orisa?
Mm-hmm. Something like that, anyway.
It's a giant robot. Well, not really giant. It's a big robot.
Yep.
I guess it's pretty heavy on defense. It can like provide shields and stuff, and it also takes less damage when it's like with the fortify ability. So that's coming. I guess kind of a side note, they buffed up Bastion this week, and he was too powerful, so they took him down already after like 2 days.
Yeah, apparently there was like an insane list of what things Bastion could survive, and like it was like it can completely survive McCree's High Noon. It can completely survive all of Reaper's ult.
Yeah,
it was an insane list.
I saw a GIF of someone using Genji's ult and slashing at it, and it survived it.
Yeah. Jeez. Y'all ain't ready for this Bastion game, man. Y'all ain't ready for it.
Yeah. So there's some Overwatch stuff happening. New character. I'm cool. I'm looking forward to hearing about that.
She's apparently already playable on the public test server.
Yeah.
People have already been playing as her.
Yep.
In her intro video, she mentions what's the demon hand? Demon fist?
Doomfist.
Yeah.
She mentions Doomfist, so I guess still coming. And
that's
all
the
cross our fingers that
Terry Crews is voicing.
Yeah, exactly. Let's all cross our fingers that Terry Crews actually voices that, because that's amazing.
I know he wants to. I read that tweet. So
yeah, The Rock wants him to too.
Who doesn't?
Exactly, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Switch's day one update added the eShop, and we all got to find out that friend codes are still a thing.
Yeah, that's a bummer. But apparently they've at least said that this is only temporary. In the future, you will actually just straight up be able to use the Nintendo Network ID names.
Have they said that?
This has been officially declared today.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that one.
I don't know if I can re-find the article, but they said the plan is in the next little bit they're gonna announce it probably closer to when they start rolling out the paid service. But they said they will be adding integration to their mobile games, so you can just anyone on your friends list for their mobile games you can move over. Anyone from Facebook, anyone from Twitter, and also just straight up using Nintendo Network IDs.
It seems like they're going to also be planning to go through social networks. Oh, you mentioned that already. Sorry.
Yeah, Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah. I guess at the moment, though, only one person needs the friend code. So instead of both of you needing it, just the person requesting it needs yours.
That alone is an improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
Sure.
For sure.
Friend codes, man. Still, sheesh.
Yeah.
I thought this isn't that interesting, but I thought it was kind of new. Instead of having the parental controls up in the system, you can just download an app for the Switch, and then control it that way.
Yep.
So it's kind of interesting.
That's cool.
It's already March, but here's the PlayStation Plus games. Disc Jam and Tearaway Unfolded are PlayStation 4.
Okay.
I don't know much about Disc Jam. I'm assuming it's like Windjammers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Disc Jam was someone's attempt of making a new Windjammers before the re-release of Windjammers was
The
announced.
actual remake.
Tearaway Unfolded
I've been wanting
looks
to play Tearaway
adorable.
for a while, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, for sure.
For PlayStation 3, Under Night In Birth and Earth Defense Force 2025.
Oh, shit.
Oh, EDF.
Yep. Everybody with a
then,
PS3 needs to get on that for sure.
And then for Vita, it's Lumo. I don't know what that is. That's also on PlayStation 4.
That sounds familiar.
I wonder if it's... Hang on. Lumo Vita.
Says Lumo is also on Steam.
This is not what I was thinking it is.
A
I don't
classic
really...
isometric adventure with a modern twist.
Okay. Yeah, I don't... okay. And Severed, which is cool. Severed's a cool game by Drinkbox Studios.
For sure. That's a good list right there, actually.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Tearaway. Xbox announced the Xbox Game Pass this last week. This is a subscription plan. This is basically what everyone wants Nintendo to do.
Yep.
This is a $10 a month monthly gaming subscription service for the Xbox One. They'll be adding and rotating out games onto it, and if you're subscribed to it, you just have access to download the games. It's not streaming like PlayStation Now is.
Yeah.
You download the game, and then you just play it.
This is also what PlayStation Now should have been, basically.
Yeah. PlayStation Now, man. Holy fuck.
Looking at the images provided, some of the games are Saints Row 4, the Mega Man Collection, Terraria, Mad Max, Lego Batman, Fable 3, Mad Max again? Okay, sorry, this Kotaku order is weird. I'm just going to read this, how this will affect the Games with Gold program from Xbox. Games with Gold and Xbox Game Pass are two different service offerings with unique benefits. Games with Gold is an added benefit specific to Xbox Live Gold members that rewards players with 2 to 4 free games each month to enjoy. Xbox Game Pass is a subscription-based service that gives you unlimited access to over 100 Xbox One and Xbox 360 backwards compatible games for Xbox One for $9.99 US per month. Xbox Live Gold is not required for Xbox Game Pass. However, Xbox Live Gold is required for multiplayer titles that are part of the Xbox Game Pass catalog. I think I saw in Canada it's going to be $14 a month.
Sure.
That's still not bad, especially for 100 games.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine, actually.
I mean, the newest game on this is Mad Max.
And that thing's like the picture they show there, Mad Max and Halo 5, but yeah, that's also old.
Yeah, Gears of War
looking at the list,
Ultimate Edition is also on here.
NBA 2K16 was last year.
But consider this, for me, if I bought an Xbox One, I wouldn't even have to buy these games. I could just get this.
Yeah, This is basically Xbox Instant Library.
This is the EA's thing. Their $5 subscription,
which I have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm totally okay with it.
Hopefully to get me interested, they have to put newer games. Just in my opinion, based on what they've said, who knows what it's going to be.
Sure.
But a lot of these games I already have played.
Sure.
Or like I already have them on Steam or something. So it would just have to be newer games. So I guess we'll see what happens. Right now, I believe it's available for people in the preview program.
Okay.
Also, here's a note. Subscribers will be able to purchase the games in the catalog at a discount, 20% off.
Which
and
that's
10%,
also really smart.
That's fucking
10%
dope.
off the add-ons. Yeah, so like I said,
Yep.
they're going to be rotating out the games. So if you download a game, you're like, I want to keep this, it's 20% cheaper, and the DLC is 10% cheaper.
Man, now if Sony
so-
could get like on board with what Microsoft does for like the backlogging of their games, man, that would be a good console. Like holy shit. But
Yep.
PlayStation Now is atrocious.
I think just like good job, Xbox.
Yeah.
Like everyone was saying Nintendo needs this, and then Xbox just came and ate their lunch.
Totally.
So,
But if Nintendo did it, it would still be like
So,
a
like-
thing I'd be more interested in than Xbox by
So
far.
here's the thing, like with Microsoft, it's like they need other developers in on it. Nintendo themselves would just be pure profit for themselves,
Oh, for sure.
practically.
Yep.
but who's excited to play Fable 3 again?
Someone sure is, I'm sure.
I never finished Fable 3. I lost interest in it.
I never finished a Fable.
Okay.
I
Play
fell in
Fable
love
2.
with Fable 2 like so
Yeah,
hard.
Fable 2. That's the one.
That's what everyone says.
It
Fable 2 is the one
probably
to
is.
do.
Yeah, it really is.
So I guess we'll wait to see more. I hope they put some newer and big games in there. Guess we'll see.
Yep.
Some more information about the Switch. Not all games will support TV mode.
Yeah, this was an issue I was having, like when they were talking about the Switch. That what about the touchscreen games? Yeah, they won't be available for TV mode.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, how would you do the touchscreen?
It does. I just don't want I get it. I just don't want that to be an option, really, because I want a home console, and I know that that's not what this is. This is a tablet that you could use at home if you wanted to on your TV. I just want the thing that plugs into my TV. I don't want the tablet, like, taking shit around with me thing. So, for me, this is bad.
I think there's good and bad. Here's how I'm looking at it.
Sure.
I think it's good because I don't want developers to have to be forced to use every single like control scheme, and then their game kind of turns into like a weird thing.
Okay.
There are definitely games that like if there's not going to be much 3DS anymore, if this is also going to be their handheld, I don't want to miss out on like a new Layton that is very touchscreen dependent. Or like a lackluster Layton or something like that, or I want a Leapy Agents 2, and the only way to have that is like with a touchscreen.
That probably won't appen because doesn't Sync aren't they owned by Microsoft now?
I have no idea, but
Yeah, I don't know.
you get my point. Is there some there's some mobile games that they wouldn't really work on a TV very well, and I want them to keep making those ones.
See, for me, I
have
don't
no
want those
as long
mobile
as-
games. I want those on my phone. I don't want them on a console.
That's
But not everyone cares about that, to be honest. Some people don't do mobile gaming on their phone. They don't mind putting it on a console like that.
All of Japan
think
does.
that's-
as
one of
long
the-
as it doesn't get flooded like the Google Android store. That's what I
I'm
don't
saying,
want.
that's what I think might be the downside. Is this makes it real easy for a shitty iOS game to show up here, just like how they've been getting like shoved onto Steam for like $4. Is I don't want this to be flooded with bad ports of iOS games that I don't need on the Switch.
Right.
So we'll see.
I don't mind the fact that some won't use TV mode, as long as it's not a game that's just not doing it for the sake of being like lazy, essentially. Like if
I
a
can't
game
see that,
let's
yeah.
say if a game that doesn't use the tablet at all, like no touchscreen at all, didn't want to do TV mode, I'd be like, why?
I'm pessimistic enough to think that's going to happen.
Oh, it's going to happen
For
let's be
sure.
real, but-
Where it's like, no, take out the kickstand. Let's play this game. And you're just like, but but my TV's right there. Like, I don't want to use you. I don't know.
I'll probably be fine regardless. And I feel like adding in TV mode won't be that difficult. You just need to have it. It just needs to like read the TV out, right?
Apparently, the problem is like you get some people are saying you might end up developing 2 versions of the game, one that runs with the TV mode and ones that runs in the handheld mode. Because handheld mode only does up to 720p, and then supposedly like the chip inside the Switch can support 4K, but the system itself only can do about 1080. I think Zelda's supposed to be at 900 is what I heard.
900p. Yep, you're right.
We'll have to wait and see when the first one comes out. The first handheld only one. Oh, we're just seeing if this one already has one in there. What's this game? Voies?
Portable only game.
Rhythm Game Voies is now a Japanese Switch launch title, and it requires a touchscreen to play. Oh, okay. So there already is one on the Japanese launch.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's a touchscreen game, so at least it makes sense there.
Right.
Twitch will let you is about to update to let you buy the game that's being played.
Yeah. I like this.
Makes sense, and then
Yep.
Then the streamer gets a bit of a kickback.
I just like more options.
What the article says.
Yep. I don't like that Steam kind of has a monopoly on everybody using it. I want more options for people to buy games. I like it. I like it a lot.
So that's coming. There'll be a little button there. So I guess look out for that from your favorite streamer.
And apparently, if partners don't opt into it, the button will still be there. They just don't get any money from it.
Oh, man.
So
yeah,
there's absolutely no point in not opting into it, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Middle-earth
great.
Shadow of War got announced this week.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere.
It really did. Yeah. I'm super stoked, actually. So
here's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Comes out this August.
That's real soon.
I didn't
August 22nd.
actually know that.
Yeah, is it like that's crazy, right? Like, I mean, I guess if it's ready to go, it has been a while. That last game came out what, 3 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
At least 2.
Gameplay reveal March 8th, I guess.
With one of my Game of the Year predictions that I like tripled down on, where everyone was going to use up the Nemesis system.
Man,
I guess no one is going to do it except them, which is, how did that not happen?
Maybe they thought it was too much work.
It might be, yeah.
It looks like you're the same character as before. There's really like no gameplay in the trailer they put out there. It's all CG. You're forging a ring, and there's a bad guy, and there's orcs. And either way, I'm ready for some more Shadow of Mordor. I hope it's just as good. Shadow of War, here we go.
I like that it's coming out in August and not like next month, because man, there's a lot of open world games right now. So
True. Yeah.
if you would have told me like, yeah, and it's coming out April, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, that's not getting played, I guess.
I'm surprised. Well, honestly, getting announced, how is this not a holiday? How is this not a next year thing? Like,
no, you're right.
August seems insanely soon. So I guess they were secretly working on it.
I guess so. Yeah. So Shadow of War, I'm excited.
Yep.
And last little bit of news I had was this week they announced Snipper Clips is going to be a North America launch title as well for $20. So that's great.
That's cool.
Because I'm excited about that game, and I was expecting it to be $10 too expensive, just like everything else related to the Switch. But $20 seems right.
Sure.
Do we not have anything on the syncing issues with the Switch?
Last week.
I've heard nothing about that has been fixed.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything either.
We talked about it, period, I mean.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. Remember we said, what if you put a blanket over it?
Oh, okay, now I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, supposedly some people are saying the day one patch fixed it for them, some people aren't. So there's some contention right now whether or not it has actually been fixed.
I hadn't heard any of it had fixed it. I've only heard not.
So some reviewers I've heard have been like, yeah, this day one, because they had to actually, there's firmware for the controllers as well in the patch.
Yep.
So just like the Xbox One. So supposedly for some people it has been fixed, some people haven't. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Right.
Probably next week we'll know more if that becomes a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So. Yeah.
Let's move on to questions.
All right.
Do that. Where the hell is
This question.
my tab for this?
All right. If people want to send questions in, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, Facebook group, John's PO Box, Discord. Those are all great ways. Here's one from James. I'm going through through John's Yoshi's Island LP again, and something he pointed out that is that it's fun, but not if you want 100% the game. This got me thinking, what is the most fun you've had 100%ing a game where you have to go out of your way to 100%? My answer would be the classic Spyro games.
Good question, actually.
I'm going to say Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay.
You have to go.
I had a lot of fun. I didn't 100% it, but I was doing quite a bit of this bonus stuff in the Ratchet and Clank reboot.
The first Ratchet and Clank wasn't too crazy about that, at least. So
I always feel compelled for the Mario games to do that stuff and find like the secret exits and stuff like that. Maybe that's just because of like childhood growing up. That was kind of like the gameplay or replayability was like finding out, but getting to the secret level or whatever from your friends on the playground, then going back and doing it.
I'll also say Burnout Paradise because that's the only game I have 100%ed. Like 200%ed or whatever it was, like 303%ed or whatever the final score is.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Paul, why don't you take this next one?
Yeah, Spencer wrote in and said, Sean, talking about his relationship with Pokemon Go, of consistently returning to it despite hating it, reminded me of my masochistic relationship with 100% Orange Juice. 100% Orange Juice is a game based heavily on RNG, so bullshit can screw you over and cause you a lot of pain and suffering. Despite this, I keep coming back to it and am currently somewhat addicted to the game. Are there any games you guys have had a masochistic relationship with? John? Maybe you want to answer first.
do I even need to?
Like all of your games?
Yeah, basically. I don't even need to say shit. I am just living proof of the answer to this question.
What would you say is the most masochistic that, like, game, I get? Well, not most masochistic game, but, like, the one you hold most fondly, I guess?
In some weird reverence, I hold Kaizo in there, probably.
Right.
Okay. Paul?
Oh. It's a game that can, like, screw you over that you keep coming back to. I don't know that Yeah, you're right. I've played a lot of Super Meat Boy. But, yeah. Oh, actually, the game is Binding of Isaac. Straight up.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Holy shit, does that game fuck with you sometimes? So,
this one's already based off my answer, but I'll give a different one.
Okay,
it's kind of similar. I love Overwatch. If I had not played Overwatch, I could have done so many other things with last year. I would have had so much free time.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
like any roguelite, I guess. Nuclear Throne's really good about that too. Man, Nuclear Throne's a good game. People should play more of that. Yeah. Good question, though.
John, you got the next one?
I do. The next one comes to us from VGC Kenny. He says, John, do YouTube and or Twitch partners have health insurance? No.
What do you guys do for that then?
You have to go through like an insurance company. Like I have Blue Cross. I have Alberta Blue Cross.
Okay. I mean, you're lucky that you do it in Canada.
That too. I'm also in Canada.
Yeah.
But like for extended coverage, I have Alberta Blue Cross. You just have to find any, like it's the same if you were self-employed.
Yep.
You just have to find insurance. That's what it is.
I was talking to a friend who
YouTube and Twitch could never offer as much insurance as Twitch partners or YouTube creators would need.
Yeah.
Right. But I know like I have friends who freelance and there's companies that work like specifically with freelancers for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
they're just insurance brokers. Like that's their job. It's to find people that need insurance and then they'll sell them it and then do all the work for them when they break a tooth or something. I don't know.
Dead in Sky. How was it like in Calgary back when the Flames lost the Stanley Cup Finals in 2004?
Man.
Also, who's going to be the next Canadian team to win one? It's been 24 years since it's last been in Canada. Do you guys remember? Because I have no idea.
So when we were talking about this pre-show and pulling the questions, I was just like, how the fuck am I supposed to know what Canadian team is going to win? like you said, it's been a long time. So I'm just going to say, I hope it's not the Canucks, and I kind of don't care after that.
Look, man, the Canucks already had their riot for losing to Tampa.
Who has
Calgary
the best
also,
shot? I don't follow.
I believe, lost to Tampa.
Who has the best shot?
Right now, none of them.
Okay.
All of the Canadian teams are terrible right now.
You know what? I think the Toronto Maple Leafs need a bone thrown at them. I would actually love to see them do something other than lose and disappoint all their fans for once. So I'm going to say them. They're going to win the next cup.
You say Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Sorry, we were looking for a dart for Bagel. He's like flying around right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've brought up the standings right now. Let's just go to division, not the wild card.
Okay.
The highest rated Canadian team right now, unsurprisingly to me, is Montreal. Montreal is usually the best team.
So they have the best shot at taking it?
Well, let's see how they are in overall standings.
The Eastern Conference is rough for them, though. Like, they have some good teams they go against regularly.
Like, in the Eastern Atlantic Conference, there's Montreal, Ottawa, Boston, Toronto, Florida, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, and Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit, surprisingly, is at the end of the district. That can't be right. Oh my god, it is right. Holy shit.
Yo, chat, what did Detroit do to, like, become the worst all of a sudden when they were the best for so long? I haven't kept up, so wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, let's see here. Even though, like I said, Montreal's currently leading in like the Atlantic part of the Eastern Conference, they're like 8th overall. So they'll be in the playoffs currently.
Sure.
Edmonton being in the playoffs is a bit of a surprise.
They keep getting the draft picks though.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah, even if they lose horribly again, they'll have like the perfect team next year because of all the fucking picks they get. So, whatever, man.
Who do you think is the worst Canadian team according to the conference? Or to the leagues, rather. Who do you think is the worst Canadian team currently ranked in the league?
It's probably Calgary. Like, legitimately,
Nope.
It's not. The Jets?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Out of 30 teams, they're currently... Actually, no. Ooh, never mind. I was way off.
Okay.
The Jets are ranked 24th out of 30.
What city is the Jets?
Winnipeg.
Okay.
But Vancouver is currently 28 out of 30.
Oh, shit.
What is their team called?
The Canucks.
Vancouver
the Canucks, right.
The Flames are almost dead center, 14 out of 30. So that, I believe, still keeps them in playoff chasing. I think right now that means they're probably fighting for wild card, if I had to guess. In fact, I can just check by looking at the wild card.
I just want Toronto to win. They deserve it.
I was right. The Flames are currently fighting for a wild card slot with St. Louis.
Okay.
Edmonton, bizarrely enough, currently is in a spot for it. So, yeah. That's really weird.
Yeah.
I didn't even see where Toronto was.
All right. Do you guys remember this 2004 stuff? Because I don't.
Yes, I do.
I do. Yeah, I was out of town for the playoff run of the Flames because I was still living in Fort McMurray at the time. So it was probably for the best I didn't see that. But
yeah. So there's a big street in Calgary called 17th Avenue, and it's
the Red Mile.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I'll just explain what it is for people who don't know what Calgary is. It's like a street downtown where, like, it's a normal
street. Where all the hip stuff is.
Yeah, it's a normal street. Like, they can open it up and like cars can drive down it, but it's pretty much a pedestrian walkway with a bunch of like bars and like little shops and shit like that. And during the playoffs, every time the Flames would play, they would spill out of the stadium and go down 17th like all the way and just like have like little peaceful riots, I guess. Sometimes they would get a little risque. I remember, what was it, flamesgirls.com or whatever, was some dude going around with a camera taking pictures of the girls like going topless and stuff and posting them. Like it was one of these like Sodom and Gomorrah like debauchery weeks. Every time shit would happen. There's nothing really to say about when the Flames lost. There wasn't like a huge riot or anything. This isn't Vancouver we're talking about here. There was just kind of like a lot of disappointed people and a lot of drinking. Like the most I've ever seen.
It also went down to Game 7, and I believe, didn't the Flames blow their lead? Wasn't that what happened?
No, there was a goal that got missed by the refs or whatever, so they didn't call it.
Oh, I forgot about this. Wasn't that in Game 7, or am I thinking of the Canucks series?
It was... Oh, shit, I don't actually remember. I remember this, though, because...
In one series, this happened in a Game 7, and in another series, it was Game 6. I think it might have been the Flames Game 6 and Canucks Game 7.
I think that's correct. So they lost... Yeah, it was Flames Game 6 against Tampa. They lost instead of tying, which, like, theoretically... They could have gone on from there.
Back, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Game 6 was a no-go.
Enag is confirming Game 6.
Yeah. That was a weird time, though, because they, like, at school, I remember them being like, wear your Flames jersey to school on game day, and, like, all this shit. And Calgary has never really had a great team in like my time alive in it, because like the last time they won the cup was like 85. So you know,
I mean, that era of the Flames, like the 2003 era, and then like the year that was the worst. Like that, they were so close that year, and then the lockout happened, and there was basically no cup that next year, no season. And then when they came back a year later, they were like super rusty and just like did terrible. But that was also when the Flames were known for like not giving a shit until like the last half of the season.
Yeah.
Even though they're still kind of like that.
I haven't really been watching them recently because it's just like a heartbreaker anytime I watch them. But like, yeah, especially during that era, that team was very much a third period team where like if they were going to win, it would happen at the last minute. But like the whole game, they would be like, get the shit kicked out of them basically and let Kipper have to like save every goal, which he did somehow. Like it's so dumb.
Basically, yeah, the Flames only existed because of Kippersoft. That was ridiculous.
That's it.
Is he still on the team?
No. Kippersoft, he's not retired. But
he's probably drunk somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The good old days.
All right.
I guess.
Kippersoft. Never mind. I'll keep looking. Just keep going with the questions.
All right, Paul, you got this next one?
Yep. Jacket K says, question for the podcast. Nope, we did that one. Also, how has the Gen 2 Wait, oh, you're right. 2 sports
Kipper
questions in a row?
Retired.
Weird.
Kipper indeed retired in 2013.
Okay.
Yo, I don't blame him. He probably has PTSD. Anytime something like starts moving towards him, he's just like having to run into it. I bet he doesn't drive because of it.
The dude has been playing hockey forever. He joined apparently in 1995.
Yeah.
That's almost 20 years of being a goalie. That's actually insane.
The funny thing is that before like that run, his stats were terrible. He was actually trash tier goalie. So, you know, he had his moment and then probably just tries to get in the way of everything now because that's all he knows. That's all he knows how to do. Jacket wrote in and said, question for the podcast. Do any of you guys follow sports besides hockey? If not, are there any sport ball memories you have from high school?
No high school memories.
Yeah, no
I only like sometimes I'll watch like the NBA playoffs. That's about it. Usually, like even hockey, I'll usually only follow like a week or two before playoffs.
Sure. Yeah. Curling's really fun to watch, but like I won't put it on.
You're the oldest man.
I know.
No, like he's right. Curling is bizarrely interesting to watch. Like
you are the 2 oldest men.
Reese and I used to go to like a diner when she used to the first fly up and visit, and then we would just be like curling's on TV. Let's watch curling.
This is it.
Actually not bad.
You never put it on yourself, but like when you go to like a diner or something.
My dad does. He's an old man.
Yo,
yeah, no, we wouldn't turn it on TV, but if we went somewhere and saw it, we'd watch.
Totally, for sure. Yeah.
The only
Curling.
sports I really watch is like the Olympics when they're on.
Sure.
I don't really follow any sports.
Mm-hmm.
I played sports in high school. I ran track and I played badminton.
Yeah, okay. His second question is, how has the Gen 2 update for Pokemon Go caught your interest? And if you've played it, how is it? I swear the servers got better after the day one hype train. Which makes sense, by the way.
It only took him a couple hours from what I heard to actually get the servers back to how they were.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I turn it on maybe once every couple days to see if something's around me while walking to work. That's about it.
If I'm going around anywhere, I'll turn it on. I'll bring it with me to PAX because these are actually findable in the wild again now. The Pokemon Go Pluses. So
oh man,
you have one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I went to EB to like pay off my Switch pre-order, and they had just a stack of them there. They're just like, yeah, no, you can just find them now.
Nice. Okay.
So
I mean, are you playing that game enough to actually want to wear a Pokemon bracelet?
well, that's what this con's going to be a test of.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't have to wear it as a bracelet. I can just either clip it to my belt, clip it to my jacket, or hide it or whatever.
Right.
Just a Bluetooth dongle.
Yep.
All right. You got this last one, John?
Okay. Last one comes to us from Dead and Sky, who says, have you ever thought about doing a TDP podcast live as a panel?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, we're not big enough for that. So.
And like
tell your
Sean
friends.
also lives in another country, which also complicates it.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just
that's
saying,
a
like,
problem.
we could all go to a convention.
I mean, Calgary,
true.
you could just like visit during the Calgary Expo, and
Calgary Expo.
that's like
I'd rather go to
the
like
one.
a better convention.
Yeah, but I'm not traveling to just do a panel where we talk about video games.
No, that's totally fine. But I'm just saying, like, if we were all at like PAX one year or something.
Okay.
But also,
Sure.
we're not big enough to have a panel. So,
Yeah, let's just do PAX. Let's just do that. let's just
get a panel at
let's
PAX.
just call up Mr. PAX and be like, "Yo, we're doing a TDP panel." All right.
Yo, Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry
I need
PAX.
a room.
Yeah. Yeah, I need a room.
Tell your friends about the show. Then we can do a
I
panel.
need a room and flight accommodations. See where that gets
What's
us.
your guy? Oh, people want to send in questions next week. It's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, Discord, Facebook group,
Yep.
John's P.O. Box. What's your guys' games of the week?
Horizon, hands down.
Tailspin.
That's really funny to hear. I love it.
I was really fighting that one.
I just
really fighting that one.
I just love hearing Tailspin.
Once Rivercity Ransome Underground patches some stuff out, and that's it. It's gone. It's good.
Okay.
I
right
will give
now.
it to. Oh, sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
I was just stopping it right now.
I will give it to Robo Recall. That was such a fun delight.
Cool, man.
All right, we'll be back next week with some of us will be back next week where we're going to talk about the Switch. I'm excited.
Yeah, I will not be there. I will be at PAX getting ready to run Throne Controllers on Saturday.
Oh yeah, do you want to plug some stuff?
Throne Controllers Saturday, I believe is it 7:30 or 8:30 in the Albatross Theater.
Nice.
Cool. It may also be live streamed. We are waiting to find out on that one. We have to wait for them to release the PAX streaming schedule before we know for sure.
Okay. Cool. Bye, everyone.
Bye.